Yo, what up, guys? Today's 6th of December. Yesterday, 5th of December, I took a trade that ended up finally being a winner after like 3 entire months of not winning any trades. So this one, I made 700 like 60 or $780. And well, let's get into how I took this trade and how I felt after taking this trade, because boy, I felt like I was on drugs, the amount of dopamine that was released after I won this trade. So let's get into it. So before market open on the 4-hour chart, this is where price was. Like, it is very close to these highs. So immediately I was so bullish because, as you can see, we've been just going up and up and up and up. So these are the targets that price is hunting towards. So immediately I knew I was going to take a long trade. Now we're jumping into the 15-minute time frame, and as we draw near to market open, we start dumping down. And at first I thought maybe we're bearish because it's coming down so fast, but then I saw this fair value gap, this fat bearish fair value gap. This fair value gap is really important because if we get rejected and we keep going down, that means we are most likely bearish for the day. But if we actually close above this fair value gap, that means we are bullish, and the high quality targets will be this high over here and the high time frame target over there. So I was waiting to see whether price would get rejected here or we close above it, and just before market open we close above this fair value gap. So now I'm fully bullish. And what I also noticed was we just completely, like, perfectly bounced from this equilibrium with a nice wick up. So I thought, okay, this equilibrium's being respected and it has a very bullish reaction, right? So now this target is so high quality for me, and I want to take a long towards this high right here. So now we're on the 1-minute chart, and I'm actively looking for an entry so I could target that high right there. So market opens and boom, we just immediately take it. So I don't have any chance to enter this trade. So now this equilibrium is done, so I'm no longer worried about this equilibrium. We just delete it, right? But just because this target is taken doesn't mean there are more bullish targets that I could target. Because first of all, that high time frame target is not hit yet, so I could target that. But most importantly, if we start retracing back down, then that means we would create a new equilibrium range, right? So this is what I was looking for. I want price to come back down so I could enter long somewhere here, and I would just target this internal high, and that's it. I don't need to like target more targets, right? So after this, we keep consolidating and we start coming down. So perfect. Look how beautifully we bounce from this equilibrium, right? So when it comes down here and it starts reacting bullishly, I was starting to look for a long so I could target this high. So now I'm on the 15-second chart, and I want to catch the first sign of like bullish break of structure. And where I could put my break of structure line is right here. Look at this. This is 3 consecutive down close candles. And if we close above this, then that's most likely a bullish break of structure, which means we are starting to bounce from this equilibrium of this bullish trend so that we go and take this. So I wait for price to close above this, and before you know it, it closes above. Wait. Yeah, right there. It closed above. So, and when it closed above, not only did it create a break of structure, it also created a fair value gap. Now this is perfect entry. So my rule says I could just basically put a long right here and target that high and put my stop loss somewhere like that has an SMT, right? So, but because recently I've been losing like so many trades, I actually got scared to enter right here. So I actually did not enter long here. And instead I hesitated and I kept waiting, right? And then I'm just so glad price didn't just completely shoot off, because somewhere over here, I jumped in long somewhere over here because here we create another bullish fair value gap, right? So I said, okay, this is a perfect trade. Stop being scared, right? Just take the trade. So I enter long somewhere over here. And now I had another problem. There was no SMTs here, no SMTs at all. But I knew from like how price action is moving we are so strong and it is so obvious we're gonna take this and we are so close to taking this high. So I had to participate in this trade in some way. So I long here and I put my stop loss to like 20 points max. So it ended up coming just below this fair value gap, right? Which is perfect because before we get stopped out, we could get protected and the price could bounce from this fair value gap. So anyways, and then price kind of like hangs around here, doesn't do much, but right here I got scared. Right here I got scared. I thought price might reverse back down because I just have no faith in my strategy. I've been just like, I basically lost confidence in my setup because I didn't win a trade for 3 months. So I see this and I immediately panic. Okay, we're gonna come back down and I'm gonna lose a lot of money. So I put my stop loss to break even, right? So now price comes down and I get stopped out. But then like I calmed myself down and I said, okay, let's really think this through without any fear. Let's think this through logically. And I zoomed out to like see if we are bullish or not. And when I zoomed out to the 15-minute chart, not only were we so close to this high, and not only we were extremely bullish for the past like 2 weeks, not only that, but this candle was not here. This candle was somewhere over here, okay? So this is the future. When I just exited that trade, this candle was somewhere over here. And that means it is so close to this previous candle. It is so close to the previous candle. So I thought, okay, this is a good trade. What am I doing? Like I should jump back in long. So I jump back in long. So now I jump back in long somewhere over here. And I put my stop loss around this point, somewhere over here. Like I said, there's no SMT, so I just have to kind of guess where my stop loss will go. And I target the same high right over there. And I get a nice 2 risk to reward ratio. And as I expected, right after I entered, we start going up. We start displacing up, and around this point, I knew, okay, we are even closer to this buy side now. So it's like the chance this target gets taken is higher and higher. So somewhere here, I decide to add even more to my position. Because since now we are pretty far away from my entry point, I put my stop loss to break even. That means I don't risk money anymore. But because I know I'm even more confident that this is gonna get taken, I actually jump in another long, but with 50% size. So this one I entered for 14 contracts. So here I enter about 17 contracts. So my average entry price moves somewhere over here actually. So now I'm in a bigger long position, but I'm risking less money, but my potential is I make even more than I could previously make. And I forgot to mention, there is also an SMT over here now. So I could actually put my stop loss here and be confident. So now I'm in a really big position. So at this point, I was risking about $450 and my take profit was about $1,800. So let's fast forward and see what happens. We keep going up and we take that level, right? So that's how I made around $1,700, but I only risked $400. So this was like 3.8 risk to reward ratio. And this is a beautiful setup that I haven't seen in a long time. So this is my actual like screenshot of the executions. I first enter here and then it comes back down. I get scared and I get stopped out at break even. And then I saw an SMT here and I jump back in long. And then I add more positions over here. Just put my stop loss there and I take it all off there. And as you can see, the total was $1,730. And my account balance went from $49,000 to $50,700. So now I'm finally back in profit, which is great. And this is a live screen recording from when I actually took that trade. And my reaction was just so weird because like I couldn't believe I actually won a trade after such a long time. And I just thought this was funny. So watch. Come on, let's get it, let's get it. So there. And I just freak out. I start tweaking because like it's been such a long time. And I just freak out over here and I step away. So basically, yeah, that's how I took this trade. It was beautiful, A+ trade. I absolutely loved it. And later on, price kept going up and up and up, and we finally take that external draw that we were talking about over here. Boom, this is the 4-hour high, right? So I could have taken only partials over here and I could have taken the rest of my contracts off here. But because I'm trading a prop firm, the potential trailing drawdown that I could have gotten if price came back down, it would have blown my account. So I could not risk like having too much position open. So I just wanted my trade to be quick and fast. So I just took all off over here. So that's been my week. Monday, I lost almost $1,000. And then Friday, I made $1,700. So overall, I'm in $700 worth of profit. So, and if you got something out of this video, then hit like and subscribe. It really helps me out a lot. So see y'all next time. Peace.